Hey boys, welcome back to part 2 of today's double upload. What if Deku was the Hulk? It's your boy Xenon ZT. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Last time we stopped after the USJ, Deku having shrink appointment with the recovery girl, and then the 3 day time period before the sports festival passed, and yeah, so let's jump into class. They are studying, and Aizawa saying, "You have the sports festival in a week. You need to train and control your power." Looking at Deku straight in the face, and Deku putting his head down because he felt ashamed. And most of the class started to get away from him, and most of the school started getting away from him, except for Ida and Uraraka, because into Koyami because they feel for him. Tokoyami loses control over his power at the night, and the first friends he ever made were Uraraka and Ida. So yeah, they are pretty close, closer than the normal timeline. So yeah, Deku doing in that time period doing more control over his powers, talking to the Hulk more and more, trying to figure out some solutions, going to shrink appointments with recovery girl, training with All Might to control it better, and yeah, his control got better, but not to full extent. So yeah, let's jump into the sports festival. The sport before the sports festival, they were in class, and yeah, the other classes came out to see the competition and stuff. Then they saw this shy kid that putting his head down, and they looked at him, and they started talking smack about 1A and stuff, and Deku straight up walked through the door, and one of them called him a monster, and he looked, turning his eyes into green, and everybody was he's about to attack. Then Deku scoffed at them and he moved on, and like nothing happened. We jumped into the day of the sports festival. So yeah, Bakugo is the one giving them the speech, but at this time he's more humble. He got humbled, he got slapped multiple times by other people, so yeah, he feels like he's not the strongest in this school anymore, and he will never be. So yeah, he gave them a speech. Yeah, the extras and stuff, he's still cocky as fuck, but yeah, he gave them the speech. And then they are waiting at the entrance of the tunnel, and everybody was looking at this strange kid holding his pants in his hand without a shirt, purple sweatpants, and he's holding it in his hand, not doing anything, waiting for them, not wanting to hurt them. And he waited until the other people everybody got out of the a tunnel, not to hurt them or cause any ruckus or fear among them. Then when everybody walked out, it was Bakugo at first, Bakugo and Todoroki duking it out at first place, and everybody else behind them. So yeah, Deku in the a tunnel cleared. He talked to the Hulk. Yeah, I'm taking control this time. So yeah, bear with me. And Hulk obliging with it. And then he transformed into basic Hulk, 8 feet, super strong. And yeah, he straight up jumped from point A to point B, from the beginning to the end. He straight up did it in one jump, landing in the finishing line. And then he reverted back to Deku, that disgusting revert, yeah, multiple hands trying to get out of the body, and yeah, everybody was, that ain't no hero quirk. And they're discriminating against his quirk, but it's not quirk, basically. So yeah, we jump into the cavalry battle, and yeah, and this time Deku did not Hulk out. He chose the same team as in the anime. Hatsume Uraka came to his help, and Tokoyami. So yeah, he stayed in the same team, not changing too much of it. So yeah, and yeah, it went according to Deku losing some points. Then he started losing a bit of control over his power, almost transforming. But Uraraka touched him. Don't worry, we're here. We're a team after all. Don't worry about it. We got your back. And Deku maintained his composure. And yeah, they landed in the third place. So after that, it is a one-on-one battle. And this is where I want to go through it. It was Shinso against Deku. Todoroki against Zero, Bakugo against Uraraka, Ida against Hatsume, and Kirishima against Tetsu Tetsu, and Kaminari against the electrical, Kaminari against the vain girl, I don't know her name. B class are a bunch of nobodies until later in the story. So yeah, let's jump into it. So yeah, the first one is Shenso against Deku. So yeah, Deku walked into the stadium in his gym clothes at this time because he does not want to use his power against Shinso. So yeah, Shinso started talking smack, more smack and smack. Then Deku tried to engage in hand-to-hand combat, but Shinso pushed him. Then Shinso started calling him a monster and saying, "Do you think we did not hear about you? You're hated. Your quirk is worse than mine, worse than the scummest, vilest evils in hell. You are nothing, and your aspiration to be a hero are built upon lies fed to you uh, fed to you through this society." So yeah, Deku started feeling pissed, and then he responded to Shinso landing in his mind control. And when that happened, Shinso commanded him to walk out of the arena, but a very different voice responded. It was Joe, but he did not hulk out. Izuku's eyes turned into gray, the gray color, and he started responding. "Do you think in this mind there is only one person? You are very mistaken. There is multiple. So yeah, I'm gonna wreck you, and you're gonna feel the pain. When you hurt the kid, people inside of him take it very personal, and you are lucky. You are lucky that you landed with me. If you touch him and you piss off the big man, you are going to die. Everybody in the stadium going to die." So yeah, and everybody was looking like the demeanor of this calm kid changed. He is cocky, he is proud, and he's talking in this mannerism. And then President Mike said, "What's happening to Izuku Midoriya?" And Joe answered, "It's not Izuku Midoriya anymore. It's Joe Fix It." And he lunged at Shinso, pounding at him, fist after fist, bloodying his nose, breaking his nose and his teeth. The people cringed at this sight, at this savagery displayed. I work as a bouncer, so I know how to deal with little fries like you. Your mind control cannot work on multiple minds." And he started wailing, landing haymaker and after another. Then the last punch to the chin of Shinso, knocking him straight out. But it wasn't done at there. Joe picked him up and threw him out of the arena. And President Mike said, "That is monstrous." And Joe answered, "You don't know what monsters are." And he was declared the winner. At this point, everybody at the crowd saw him as a villain. Nobody would take him as an apprentice in their agency. Yeah, and Joe felt happy. But when Joe was walking to his locker room, he met Oraka, and he knows that Deku likes Oraka, and he started spitting game. But the mannerism was different, and Uraraka picked on it. "You are not Midoriya Izuku. Who are you?" And and Joe responded, "Yeah, hell no, I'm not that wimpy kid. It's Joe. Joe Fix It. So what's up, pretty bird?" And he started talking to her. Then she was called down. It was her turn, and she walked into the arena, and Joe walked into the stadium, putting his legs over the stools where they're sitting, and yeah, he's acting a total douchebag in front of them. So yeah, He's acting like a total douchebag, and and then Kirishima looked at him. Who are you? It's Joe. That's all you need to know. That rhymed, bars. So yeah. And then he started looking at Bakugo taking, beating Uraka up more because Bakugo is more powerful. And then when he defeated her, and Joe responded, "I'ma take your head for that. Not for me, but for the kid." And yeah, the more the fight's gone and everything gone according to the plan. Gida got the call about his brother getting injured and stuff. Yeah, then it was Deku against Todoroki. When they got into the stadium, when they got into the stadium, Joe said, "Huh, so your quirk is half and half, but we are more than one. So yeah, I'ma let the other guys play with you." Then he hulked out. It was the Savage Hulk. And he looked at Todoroki, and Todoroki almost shat his pants, and he threw a giant ice pillar at Deku and at the Hulk, and the Hulk used his thunderclap blowing the ice out. And then he looked at Todoroki saying, "Puny human, nobody strong as Hulk. Hulk strongest there is." And yeah, he started getting more pissed and pissed. Then he stomped on the ground, opening it in two, destroying a little bit of the stadium with it. Yeah, and then Todoroki started feeling in danger, in more danger and danger. He knows that if he doesn't use his flame side, he's gonna die. But he used it. He used it to the point where the flames turned blue from him getting scared, and he started burning at the Hulk, and the Hulk taking the full blunt of the attack. And yeah, the Hulk the Hulk started regenerating and walked toward Todoroki. Todoroki sending ice spears and fireballs toward the Hulk. Hulk smacking them around like it's nothing. And he landed in front of Todoroki and he flicked him on the head, giving him a concussion and sending him out of the arena. Then he started reverting into Deku, and to the horrified look on the people seeing that disgusting, vile transformation, calling him a monster, throwing juice and stuff at him. Deku felt powerless against him, powerless. He felt like he was abandoned by everyone, giving him more rage and making his mental state more unstable. And Dick walked in shame toward his locker room, blocking himself out of everybody. And one of the spectators said, "I'm happy I'm not the final one who's gonna face that kid." So yeah, the rest of the the sports festival went as usual. Then it was Bakugo against Deku, and Bakugo was scared shitless because he knows that Deku will destroy him. And when they got into the arena, Deku did nothing except stand there, not even looking at Bakugo, trying to keep his composure, and Bakugo took advantage of that. He was attacking, he was terrorizing Deku, blowing him, taking part of his clothes, burning his skin, and the big guy wasn't happy about it. He was not a little bit satisfied, but Deku did not want to transform. And then, when Bakugo sent his final explosion toward Deku, Deku looked at Bakugo with tears in his eyes in a green glow. Nothing happened to Deku. Before he started transforming, he walked out of the arena and jumped, ending the sports festival there. Everybody was shocked. In shame, Deku went into his locker room, locking himself, even not going to the ceremony. And All Might was looking, where is young Midoriya? He refused to come, and then he handed Bakugo his medal, and Bakugo grabbed it and threw it outside. I don't want to win like this. I want to be more than just somebody's replacement. So yeah, the sports festival ended at there, and we'll be continuing it in the next episode of What If Deku Was the Hulk, part 5. So yeah, thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this part. I've gone through the gruesome way and stuff that everybody started looking at the Hulk more of a monster. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe, like, and comment. And thank y'all. It's been your host, Xeno ZT. Thank y'all. Peace.